There we go. We are live and we've got some juicy, juicy stuff to dive into today. As you come in, do say hello. Let me know if you can hear me. Check, check. Should be okay. I want to help today. That is literally the only intention of today's call. Any questions, any portfolio stuff, anything I can help you build. Was just filming a lesson and helping some people build LPs to DCA into the market right now. One pool is doing 310% on ETH as we're dollar cost averaging back into the markets. We can look at tools. We can look at behind the scenes of UIG. How can I help? How can I serve? It's going to be a first come, first serve type idea. And anything you ask, I will answer. There's already a question here that will be a juicy conversation. So thank you for that. By the way, also, as you come in, let me know where you are from. My mind is constantly blown at how global this has become. We've got clients from all around the world, members from all around the world, over 1,000 members in the UIG. We've worked with over 600 clients in Fast Track. We've helped deploy over $25 million into DeFi. And now I'm going to start doing these lives. Ideally 2 times a week. My birthday is March 12th. So the woman is taking me out and I had to ex-nay that live. But typically 2 times a week I want to go live. We do 3 videos a week. We've built out AI agents and we are building out an AI group specifically for investors to help y'all build out specific tools, specific AI tools. We are helping clients right now build out AI agents that do research for them, manage portfolio, or at least advise on portfolio based on personal preferences. Like, the future is so freaking bright. I'm so excited by this stuff and I'm just excited to hear and connect. We got Amsterdam in the house. We got Oregon in the USA. We got Serbia, Belgrade, Amsterdam, Jersey. What's up? I'm in Kelowna, BC, Canada, and we did buy a commercial building as well a few days ago. So we're building out a headquarters, and once a month or every 2 months, I'm going to be hosting open office days. Members, clients can fly in, hang out for a whole day, and also we're going to set up some kind of VIP days. And so the members or clients who are really crushing it, we're just going to invite them into a VIP day at the HQ and literally whiteboard, build portfolios, build businesses, all the fun stuff. Super excited. Alrighty, we got Manitoba. We got Decentralized Vein Finesse. I run from Canada a year ago. Yeah, it's funny you say that. We did the same and I ended up back here. There's something, well, we could have a long conversation on that. But anyways, okay, cool. You can set up most people leave due to, I love land. I like fresh air. I like fresh water. And you can set up your affairs in such a way that, you don't pay that much tax. I think most people just aren't taught how to do that. But there are ways that you can defer taxes, build entities, and do it all legally. So that's what we did. Plus, I really like how you can be global, move around the world, and you don't have to pay taxes to the Canadian government. There's a really big perk there. Whereas, anyways, that's a different conversation. Okay, awesome. This is a Q&A, so you understand. So I'm going to try this out. This might get messy. We have half hour. I'm going to dive into any questions. How can I help there? What can I do? I'll turn my phone off here and turn it around so it's not a distraction. I'm buying another vehicle. I just bought a Humvee. It's being built, and I'm buying a old, if you guys know Deuces, like the old military trucks. This thing has a multi-fuel, 6-cylinder straight diesel Continental and a 5-speed. It's a freaking beast. It's been bobbed to be a 4x4, not a 6x6. And I've done the Lambos. I've done the Ferrari thing. I've done the supercars. I've spent money on all that stuff. I love it, but there's something about the old military stuff or the old stuff. Awesome. Okay. I want to give some context to this live Q&A as well. I am not a trader. I don't spend my time in charts. I run a DeFi business, but I'm not on the computer all day long. I optimize for lifestyle. And I've built my portfolio, my businesses, and my life in such a way where I get to enjoy that lifestyle. And so I'm not the guy, like, if you're asking me what way is the price of something going to go, I can't help you. No one can, just so you know. They'll act like it, but they can't. I don't know which way the market is going to go. I can't predict what the market is going to do. I don't try. I don't look at individual assets and try to predict where they're going. I just want to optimize for bull run portfolio, like stacking my bags. I typically stick to BTC and ETH, not saying that's the only ones. There's whatever you invest in is fine as long as you understand why you do it. And I optimize my portfolio for cash flow so I can keep stacking assets. And of course, dollar cost averaging under the markets. And I'm a long term investor. I'm an investor. I'm thinking minimum months, typically years, whereas most traders are looking at call it a 200 week or a 200 day. I'm looking at the 200 week. That's the context. So I can't help you with anything outside of that. If you want to build a portfolio that actually gives you yields while stacks your bags and you want to do this for the long run, or anything else, like I mean, I've built multiple businesses, done well in the 8 figures range in sales. I also love freaking business, and the business and the investor mindset is very similar. In fact, I'd say it's kind of the same thing. So we could talk about any of that. Anything outside of that. Will BTC hit $40K this year? I wish I could tell you. I can't. I could tell you that there is a possibility. We look at, by the way, we created this really cool thing. So I'm putting all of our tools. Maybe this will actually help. This will help. I'm putting all of our tools. Can you see my screen? Let me know if you can. We build tools, and I've been putting all of my tools onto one kind of page here. Can you see that? Can you see my screen right now? Let me know if you can. I think I messed something up here. Let me know if you can. Okay, sweet. Back to it. We've been putting all of our tools on kind of one page here, as you can see. And there is a tool, two tools that I think is going to be worth checking out before you enter an LP. That's the tool worth checking out. And then there's a crypto bottom predictor. Not that we can predict the markets necessarily, but in here, you're going to see, I'll pull it up later. Anyways, we're looking at the 200 week. That's going to take forever to load. It does pull data off the blockchain and gives you an idea. We look at the 200 week, the NUPL, and a few other things that we talk about. So I don't know, but I do know that I'm in positions right now with the bottom of my ranges at around 58, and I'm cool to dollar cost average all the way down there while earning cash flow. I'm earning 40% on my Bitcoin right now while buying it back cheaper. Top of my range is 72, which today we just flooded close to out of the range on the top end, which again, I don't mind. And then as the price of Bitcoin drops, I get to buy back Bitcoin. Where are we at here? Yeah, 70. I get to buy back Bitcoin while earning 40%, and I stack my BTC bags. I optimize for the amount of BTC I own. We are in a season of sowing seeds right now. I was just doing a live in the UIG about this on Monday. I'll move on after I talk about this. So again, all of this is a freaking mindset. And the more dialed we are, the better we'll get. And that's not just some like hokey pokey stuff. We are in a season of sowing seeds and in sowing investments. And we're sowing right now, not reaping. And in a season of sowing, no one will be clapping for you. No one's cheering you on. No one notices. No one cares. You fight your demons. You fight your personal battles, but you keep sowing seeds. You keep investing because you know a season for reaping is coming. You know, when you rack in the millions of dollars over the next bull run, everyone's going to cheer. Everyone's going to wave. Everyone's going to say how you did it. And I'm so numb to it. It used to piss me off. I'm just numb to it now. People, last bull run, literally stacking freaking cash. People are like, oh my God, like, I want to do it. How did you do it? And like, I just don't get angry anymore. I just point to like, oh, I made my money 3 years ago. I'm just reaping the rewards now. And most people still won't get it. They want to jump in when the action is hot. Now is when the opportunity. You're here. You're on this live, so you get it. Look at like, we get the lowest amount of engagement, lowest amount of views, lowest amount of everything during bear markets. That's when I'm working in DeFi and crypto the most. That's when I'm investing the most. That's when I'm the most locked in because I know what the future holds. I can double, triple, quadruple my net worth every cycle. Now is when we put the work in. And obviously, you guys know because you're here. It just sucks because there's, I want everyone to win, and a small percentage of people are going to win. Us in here, which like I'm just like YouTube, push out this content, but YouTube is a business and they want to push out relevant content, and DeFi right now is not relevant, which is too bad. Crypto investing, all that stuff. Okay, let's go. What do we got here next? Is it better to cash out your gains or better compound interest? Um, Season for sowing, season for reaping. Most people, when they're given the opportunity to actually reap, whether it's greed, whether I don't feel like I'm worth it, whether I don't deserve this, they find some way, or whether, hey, it's going to keep going up, so I'm going to be a little greedy. They don't reap. And then they miss the season of reaping. Who has done that here? You could have reaped your rewards. You know, you could have taken profit. You didn't. You waited, and then you got burnt. Don't worry. The cycle will be back. You're good. Just don't sell. But the point is, I really believe in reaping. And so, yes, I think it's cash out your gains, absolutely. Still make them work for you. I like lending. There's ways that you can protect your capital, cash out the gains. We bought commercial real estate. We bought some exotics. We bought some collector cars. Entered some other investments and sitting on a bunch of cash on the. I was doing videos at the top of the bull run. How much cash out stablecoin I was sitting on. I have to find these comments. You're an idiot. You should be fully invested. Why would you be sitting on cash? Why are you telling people to lend on Aave? Because now I get to deploy it. I get to buy back twice, 3 times the amount of assets as I could have at the top of the run. So I'm big on cashing out your gains. You could still have that USDC or stable work for you, and you want to strategically ladder it out, if that makes sense. By the way, you can set up LPs for this. You can set up LPs, like let's say Bitcoin. You can set up Bitcoin from 65 to 75, 75 70 to 80, 85 to 90, 95 to 100, multiple ranges. And maybe 10% of all your positions are in each of 10 pools. And as the market goes up, you're just naturally dollar cost averaging out. So the majority of your Bitcoin is appreciating at first. 90% of it is your dollar cost averaging out of 10%. Once you're out of that, your next LP kicks in. You're earning yields, but you're also DCAing out. It's like a double whammy. I use LPs as a tool and as a vehicle, not as the end all be all, if that makes any sense. Whew, we got a lot of stuff to get into. We're already 13 minutes in. I don't think half hour is going to be enough. We're probably going to be here a while. Okay. Can you help us paper build a 100K portfolio at 30 years old as the same amount, but 55 years old, about to retire? That is an exercise that I think we're going to do a live specifically on. I did a few videos on this of like if I had a 100K, which I do. I've got millions deployed in crypto. You would have to get clear on what the outcome is. And are you going for appreciation? How much of it is going to be in DeFi? How much of it is going to be in crypto? I do see them as two separate. Where in the cycle are we? I just want to let you know how much goes into this. This is literally what we do with clients and members. Where in the cycle are we? Right now, I think stacking assets is really exciting. I would potentially be more focused on that depending on how quickly you want to cash out, how close to your retirement you are. I would use LPs to be able to stack those assets. And again, I don't know what your time horizon is, and I would stick to BTC and ETH, honestly. That captures most of the market. I know I get hate on this because I don't venture much beyond BTC and ETH, but it captures most of the market. Again, I don't know what your retirement goals are. I don't know how much you want to actually pull from your retirement portfolio. I don't know how much you need for your retirement. Like there's a lot of nuance to this, but I would be happy to do a session on this where we could whiteboard. Thank you for the idea. I'll probably do a video or a live on this. We'll take 100K and we'll show the 5 or 6 different ways you could deploy it depending on your um, Golden Days J2B. Send me any details around that. I'm going to screenshot it and I'll prep it for our next live, which will be next week. All right. I recently got into DeFi from a video, started with 10K and sold USDT. So far, gains are awesome. Congratulations. Sol took big hits on the way down. I know a few people in Sol positions. They're using their Sol positions to buy back their Sol, and they're earning 120% plus in fairly wide ranges. Chaotic Crisis 7184. What are you earning in your Sol? Let the people know. Share the goodness. Big fan. 100%. All right, what do we got here? No difference. That's just the way that it's being displayed. You can flip and flop it back. I got wrecked lending and borrowing was all my fault, but building back again on Radium and Arrows. So you probably got some good Soul stuff. You got some stuff going on Radium. You got some Arrow going on, probably some good ETH, some good BTC stuff. I don't go beyond 30% LTV. And I'll tell you why. And it also depends. Again, you can go back on videos. I'm not making this stuff up. When Bitcoin was 20K, 30K last cycle, you would have seen a lot of videos coming from me where we were lending out our BTC and ETH, borrowing against it, and earning yields with the borrowed capital because our crypto was appreciating. When we started getting to that 100K mark and greed was getting high and everything was getting kind of hyped up, we got out of a lot of our lending positions. And still, even the lending we had, I'll drop it down to like 25% TVL. Because this isn't perfect math, but Bitcoin could crash by like 80% and you still wouldn't be liquidated. So it's easy to get a little bit I'm not trying to, Grayson, I'm just hoping that I can use this comment to teach others, not using it to like rub it in your face or anything like that. I've done this too, just so you know. You're not an idiot. You're it's a good lesson. What was I saying? No, I forget. Right. Yes. Yeah, it's very easy to get liquidated, especially if you're in anything outside of BTC ETH. Stuff moves fast. I'm at the beginning of my DeFi journey, doing around 10 to 15 per week. Do you recommend building a treasury with a small portion of it or just compound the whole back in? Again, these are really hard questions because if you asked me in person, I would have 30 minutes of sitting down with you to understand where you are trying to get to. It's kind of like saying, should I use Instagram, YouTube, or Twitter to grow my business? It's like, well, it depends, you know? So I'll say this. I'm a big fan of building a treasury. It's not always the right move, but typically, after kind of diving into someone's overall strategy, it does turn out that most people do build treasury. Now, what matters is, um, the percentage, how you want to allocate that, and also on top of that, I'm not saying to do this. I'm saying investigate this. Right now is not a bad time to build a treasury and borrow against it. So you could get the best of both worlds in a way. Of course, you're not borrowing 100% against your borrowed, so you're always having capital working a little bit less for you in your DeFi portfolio. But you could be building a treasury, call it BTC, stacking BTC, keeping maybe borrowing 20, 25% against it, using that borrowed to earn more yields. And now those yields buy back more treasury. And now your treasury gets bigger and your LTV gets healthier, and you can choose to keep borrowing against it, especially when markets are in deep fear. Again, I'm not saying we've hit the bottom. I do think there's lower to go. That's why you have to keep healthy TVLs. But once you stop thinking US dollar value of your portfolio on a week by week basis and you start thinking cycles, I can promise you, most people do a lot better. Does everyone know what I say by that? When you are tracking your US dollar value of your portfolio week over week, it's hard. I'm not concerned about that. I'll stack assets, borrow against it, and if BTC still goes to 50, I don't care. I have healthy margins and I'm stacking assets. I'm looking for my exit. Who here has built a business and has exited it? You'll know what I mean. You don't care for that, like, you don't care about your, dividends or owner pay necessarily. I mean, would you rather make 120 grand a year working your ass off to the bone in your business and or 150 grand a year, and then after 5 years, just kind of like get rid of it? Or would you rather make 20 grand a year, but you have an exit plan, and after 5 years, you exit for 25 mil? It's kind of the same thinking here. I hope that makes sense. Oh man, 30 minutes goes by way too fast. I can do this stuff all day long. Which is better long-term strategy, compounding or taking profits, or buying other assets such as Sol? Again, same thing applies. It depends. I'm always for buying assets and building a treasury. I'm always for that. I'll usually default to that. It's just not always the right move. So I'll say by default, it's usually the right move. It's just might not be the right move for you. Frick, I think we can do a session on this too. Seems to be a lot of interest in that. £1,000. Can I get 40% returns within 5 months? Any thumb rule? Man, I just did a video today. I was helping someone through this. We entered a position. Well, I'll just show you here. They wanted to. Here, I'll just show you. Don't copy this because this is a bit of a tight range. But I'll just show you what we did today if it helps. $250 a month on $1,000. How do I do this? Bam. There we go. So literally just entered this today. I was showing someone how you can DCA into the market. So we entered at the top of the range. We looked at charts. They're just like, I want to enter a position and I want to earn yields. Basically they wanted to buy more ETH. They wanted to buy ETH and add it to their portfolio. And they were like, should I buy it now or should I buy it when it drops a little further? We did a experiment where we deposited $1,000. We're happy to buy ETH on the way down. We entered it with mostly USDC. It's at a 300% APR. It was at a 250% APR when I entered. So it'll probably fluctuate between 200 to 300%. We were going to set a 20% range, which this was going to give us 140%. A 30% range was going to give us 90%. And we entered this position. And, at these, of course, $250 a month. So yes, 40% is all day long. 40% all day long. There, we have a tool. We have another tool that we call the, where do I have it here? Okay, here it is. We have another tool. This might help you. Let me know if this helps you. I'm going to go like this. Which one is it here? There we go. So we have a simulator that we built on DeFi Buddy as well. Is everyone here using DeFi Buddy? Go to defibuddy.io. That is a tool we have spent $250,000 on. It's a free tool. We're giving it to the public. No payment. You can use it, find LPs, simulate LPs, etc., etc. But the point is, remember what happens. This is what you need to understand. This is theoretical here, but it's real math. Let's say you enter a position with $10,000. Let's just reset this and pause it. You enter a position with $10,000. Okay. Watch this. I'm going to just simulate it to 2x. As the price of ETH goes up, what happens? You can answer in the comments. What happens as the price of ETH goes up? Now you're out of range. What happened? You were converted into USDC and sold off your ETH. And at some point, let's just go price pump. At some point, you stopped earning fees when you're out of range. Now, what happens when the price dumps? This is a free tool, by the way. Just comment tool. Give us a day or two. We're going to send you the full suite of tools. You can use this for your education or whatnot. As the price dumps, what happens? Have a look here. More ETH, less USDC. More ETH, less USDC. Finally, you're fully converted into ETH. We use these to DCA back into the markets. We can also use these to ladder out. Now, imagine like this client here, we were talking about this position here. Let's say you have $5,000. We could enter 5 $1,000 positions and kind of stagger them all the way down to your bottom price point. Now you're buying ETH on the way down while earning 300% APR-ish. Again, there's a strategy for all of this. It just depends your move. Okay, let's go. I'm going to try to get through these. I got 5 minutes and I got a lot. We're not getting through this. I had a good question. I tell my friends, DeFi, if someone had, by the way, if we get enough people out to these lives, I'll do them more often and I'll do them longer. So share this video, help us get engagement. YouTube is not really pushing out crypto content. I'm okay with that. I'm not an influencer. I don't pretend to be. I don't care to be. But we do want this to reach as many people as we can. So if this is helpful to you in any way, shape, or form, share it, invite people to it. When you see the live scheduled, like tell people about it, share it in groups. Let's get people out here. And if we're helping enough people, I'm happy to prolong them, etc. Okay. I have a good question. Tell my friends. If someone had $1,000, only get started, what would your advice be? Treat the $1,000 as if it's $1 million, because DeFi does not care about decimal points. Returns are returns. If you can make money on 1,000, like don't get discouraged because you only made $250 on your $1,000, like we just showed you. Because as you build wealth and as you build, income streams, like you will have an opportunity to have 10,000, 100,000, $1 million, multi-million, like I do. And by then you'll have the skills to actually make a meaningful return. So I'd say like, don't expect to get rich as F off $1,000 in terms of monetary gain immediately, but use it as a skill builder. And as you inject more capital, we're only afraid of stuff we don't understand. The better you get at this game, the easier it is to deploy capital. I promise you that. And then when you get your hands on capital or even other people's money, you'll have the skills to actually turn that into meaningful returns. And away you go. Oh man, dude, let's go. So from 63 to 83. Love it. Yeah. Yeah. There's more and more the space is moving so fast that yes, you can use Python, and there's also like I think dozens of other ways to automate, create agentic kind of workflows, create agents for yourself. So I'm not going to say like yes, no's. It's like what's best for the user, and in a month, it's all going to be completely different. Yeah. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. In the bear market, is it better to compound in fees and DCA as the price goes down? Let me wrap my head around this. In a bear market, is it better to compound fees and DCA as the price goes down, or to cash out into the base asset and then hold it? Um, Kind of the same question as the first few with a nuance. I like to use my LPs to DCA in, earn the cash flow, but then use that cash flow to buy assets. I hope that helps. Yeah, of course. Uh, I've dude, it's been 12 years. I've spent so much money on tax advisors, tax. Yet last year was I spent $120,000 on tax strategy, and it was well worth it. I will tell you that. So I know, but I hire professionals for that reason. Is there is so much nuance to this. My advice will be pay your tax. Don't not pay your tax, and honestly, for the little it can cost for someone to just put it together for you and give you the options, well worth it. When I first got into business, I did my own taxes for the first 3 years. I was 28, thinking I'm saving money, and then I hired a tax person. I think I spent 3 or 4 grand, which is a lot for me back then. And I was like, "Oh my god," but I was just so overwhelmed, and they went back through the last 3 years of returns, and they made me 12 grand off that in mistakes I made, and they went back 3 years and said, "Oh, we can make like, you made a mistake here, mistake here, mistake here," and I got 12K back on that. From then on out, it was always hire professionals for that stuff. Yeah. This one I can't answer. I'll have to ask the team. I don't invest in coins or tokens in real world assets, but I do get access to real world assets through the protocols themselves. Um, Gordon, who's away on his honeymoon right now, is massive into a few of the top RWAs, strongly believes in them, believes in the protocols, and invests in the actual underlying coins or tokens. So I'll have to get back to you on that one. This is a tricky one. Um, it can still be used. I really think we're right now at a time, and I'm excited for this. Again, I can't predict what the market will do or react. Sure, there might be some fear around it, and institutionally, it could shift a few things. But I really think we're at a point where if the harder, like let's say, governments try to ban something like Bitcoin or something like DeFi, the more valuable it becomes, the more people would push back. Imagine if the government started wanting to ban gold. I think people are kind of with social media and with access to real world reporting, Twitter type stuff. I think people are woken up enough that it would be I it wouldn't change my mind on it, and I think a lot of other people, it would only strengthen their conviction. Again, would we see short-term ripples? For sure, short-term chaos, sure, but long term, I'm like, bring it. Like, most people feel the way I do. We are really big, so we're upgrading the UIG for this. I think everyone should be building 2 businesses. One is their income business. How do you earn an income so you can increase your starting capital? Everyone should be focused on that. There is no excuse in this day and age. I know people who I've helped, like, dude, make an extra 1,500 bucks a month. Very doable, very easy this day and age. We're not talking about building a multi-million dollar business. Make an extra 5K, 6K a month, 3K a month, 2K a month. Feed that into your portfolio because that is the fastest way you'll get velocity. If you only have $2,000 of capital and that's all you're ever going to add to your portfolio, it's going to be a while because it's all percentages. Call it 40, 50% a year. Just do the math. Cool. How much capital would I need to do so? And we're talking steady $1,000. Sure, you could enter some really sketchy stuff. You could make $1,000 a month with your $2,000 for a couple days, but wait until those assets depreciate. You could take on a large amount of risk. You could make $2,000 a month on your $2,000. You could probably do more, or at least you'd see that number pop up. But after a day, your $2,000 might be worth 1,000. So I would say the more capital you have, the better. In that situation, you start getting into the 20K capital. Okay, now we're talking all day long. $1,000 cash flow done. So I'm really big on and we're actually building a group for this in the UIG. I'm leading that group. It's like, let's double down on income creation and then move that income creation into your actual investing portfolio so you can skyrocket that. I agree. Soul is crazy right now. I agree with that. Let's go 10K, 2-3 grand a month. Let's go. Yeah, yields are insane right now. I don't know. I do not understand why people are sleeping on DeFi right now. It is more exciting than it was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months ago. Blows my mind. Um, it blows my mind. Hey, let's go. Have a predefined rules before you enter. Is it okay if we spend a few more minutes? Let me go through my. Oh man, we have a lot. I'm not going to get through this, guys. I'm super. Thank you for being here and thank you for engaging the way you do. We'll do these more often, and maybe next one I'll set an hour aside. But I'm going to stay a little longer. I'm gonna rip through these. I want to get through it. I think I owe you guys that. I'm struggling hedging when to take profit. Have a predetermined set of rules before you enter. I am okay taking a 2% haircut. Awesome. When do you get in? When do you get out? It all has to be done pre-entry. All of it. We have a hedging guide. Shoot. What's the link? If you go on the YouTube channel DMoney1429, go on the YouTube channel and go to playlists and go to hedging. Tons of stuff in there. We definitely cover this a few times. Best way to grow BTC. My next deposit gets me a whole coiner, dude. Let's go. Multiple ways. One, borrow against the BTC, go earn yields with it. Two, use your BTC or at least a portion of your BTC to go earn yields on. There's some great pools and positions on Aerodrome, even Pancake Swap. Uniswap, of course. I think they're a little bit lower yields right now to earn income or yields on your BTC. If you don't want to touch your BTC, then lock it up, borrow against it, go earn yields. And if you want to keep it really simple, then just do stablecoin stuff. You can still earn 8, 10, 12% on your stables and then use that to buy back more BTC. Keep it super safe. Oh, right. The hedging. I got it. The hedging calculator is on DeFi Buddy. Let me share this with you guys. This is freaking slick, by the way. Go to defibuddy.io. It is free. Go to tools and go to hedging calculator, and you can do a lot of your math on that. Yeah. We just hired a COO. Very excited about that. Operationally, it gets me out of a lot of the operations. We grew so fast over the last 2.5 years. We've had so much change and so much. If anyone has grown a company, you know the shit you go through. It was very testing over the last year. We had people, I won't get into it, but we had situations. And operationally, it's been nice to get a COO in. We also hired another client success because we have so many freaking clients and members. We wanted every member to not feel like a number. So we hired more client success. We're building the client success team. And now we bought a industrial space. We're building the Underdog HQ, where we're going to be running 2 businesses out of, but big one will be the UIG, and we are building in person right now. So from here on out, all team members will be in person, working out of the HQ with me, having a good time, mostly around media. We're building a cool studio, a cool podcast studio. We want to do we're doing some cool stuff. All of that will be at Lucas Rubix on Instagram. If you want to follow along on a lot of that stuff, I'm taking Instagram a little more seriously. It gives me a chance to show you kind of the behind the scenes of what's being built. So I would say we're always open to the opportunity. If someone can come bring value and help us grow, always open to it. But as of right now, not actively looking. We just went through our last hiring round, and then next is all in person. Now, if people are willing to relocate, then that opens up that door. We're probably going to be building a 5 or 6 person team here in person, on top of our 8 person, 9 person team digitally. We did a lot of hiring. I've learned a lot about people and teams too. I now hire and optimize for um, heart workability. If someone is a team player, last year and a half ago, we had someone on the team who was not a team player. People like literally disliked him. He eventually got kind of voted out of the biz, and a big shit show went down after that. Like, I've got text and voice notes of all this stuff, like crazy stuff. Um, but no matter how smart someone is, no matter how skilled someone is, I'll always optimize for team fit, for culture, and then build skills on top of that. If I can get both, awesome, but I'll always optimize for culture. I'll learn my lessons for that. No matter even how much money someone brings in, done, out, you're done. Culture. If you can't work with the team, if you can't be a team player, done. If you want to DCA into ETH and currently have USDC ETH pool, is it okay to add liquidity to pool on way down? Let me go. If you want to DCA into ETH and currently have, yup, is it okay to add liquidity to pool on the way down? Yeah, totally. It's a great mindset. Totally. So stacking BTC and ETH, but I consider SOL as a blue chip. Yep. So do I. All three questions is I have a huge index fund portfolio, but want to build a crypto portfolio. So far, it's at 5K. Will starting in yeah, 100%. Question is, I have a huge index portfolio, but want to build a crypto portfolio. So far, it's at 5K. Yeah, love it. Start small. We had someone join Fast Track. They have 300. Just joined Fast Track yesterday. I talked to them. They have $300,000 to deploy, and I always say the same thing. Start with 10%. Let's take 30K. Let's just start slow. You don't have to feel overwhelmed by trying and put everything all in at once. Or if you have a crypto portfolio right now and you want to get into DeFi, the all or nothing mentality is going to F you. It's just like take 10%, deploy it in DeFi for a month. DeFi is still going to be here in a month from now. Yeah. Let's go. Dude, let's go. Proud of you. All right, all right, all right. Would learning Uniswap before hooks be worthwhile for automating your own strategies? I think everything is worth studying and learning. I don't use it. I don't know many people who successfully use it, but I think the more you know, the better. So I'm always learning. I spend 2 to 3 hours learning every single day. I've done that for 16 years, and I don't think I'll ever slow down. So could it be worthwhile? Well, maybe you'll crack it, and maybe it'll be very worthwhile. Then you can even manage money. That'd be pretty cool. Yes, Mike on our team is creating that link. I believe that link will be ready tomorrow or the day after. So we'll go back in here and send out links 100%. DeFi Buddy, I will zap this over to Mike. Sometimes it's a refresh or a hard refresh, but you should have no problem showing your sole USDT position as long as the DEX you're on is DeFi Buddy integrated. All right, all right, all right. Oh man, I might get through this. We're already way over here. I have a yacht owner for whom I oversee a rigging project of about 30 to 80K. Wouldn't it be better to invest that money in stable pools and use the yields to dispense for this project? I have a yacht owner for whom I overseeing a rigging project costing about 30 to 80K. Wouldn't it be better to invest that money in stable pools and use the yields to? I'm a huge fan of that. I have built if again, if if the amount of capital they put in can cover, I'm huge on that. I used to teach this a lot. It just wasn't really well received for whatever reason because I think most people aren't patient. But I wanted like I love cars. I love all this kind of stuff, right? I started making good money and I could have bought cars and I didn't. I invested instead. And now I can buy all the freaking cars I want. It's like the delayed gratification. How can you invest your dollars and then use the dollars you're earning to get cheap debt and pay for said item? So if you want to buy a 100K car, let's just really go extreme here. Let's just call it a 100K car. Well, what if you financed it over an X amount and it cost you 800 bucks a month? Then the question is, can you find an opportunity for your cash? Now you go invest that cash, you make 800 a month, it pays the car plus the interest, and now when that payment is done, you're left with investment and car. If that makes sense. Or don't buy the damn car, but use that money to invest it even further. Now you have velocity, which is why I love DeFi. It's like building blocks. You can be earning yield here, and then you can pull money from here or even borrow against it, earn yield here, earn yield here, earn yield here. Now 25% APY sounds low until it's 4xing. Now that's exciting. More shared on Reddit. Thank you for your support. Yeah, help us share the word. I'll do more of these, dude. I'll get to the point where I'm doing these daily if enough people showed up and if they actually got value from it. Let's go. Okay, I'm gonna have to rip through this. Oh, dude, so awesome. Uh, all of it actually. Tangem now. I don't know if you guys know this. Did you know that on Tangem? Let me show you something cool. This is actually pretty fun. I'll just go into. I have 6 Tangem wallets now. Let's go into one where I have USDC that's worth showing here. Okay, here we go. This is something. You can see I have some USDC in this wallet, 300K, and you can see how it keeps going up. It is deployed on Aave. Pretty cool. And this was half a mil, but I've deployed 200K, and I continue to DCA into the markets, open positions, and get into the markets. I have a feeling that this last run made me completely financially independent. This next run, I think me, extended family, never have to. It's generational. It'll be generational this run, which excites me. All right. You could use ATRs, 100%. You could use ATRs. Um, and you don't even need that indicator. It's actually pretty easy to just calculate that, especially if you zoom out over time and you can set your lines pretty damn quick. Yep, 100%. Gordon has a lot of videos. Well, a lot. He talks about this a lot, and there's a few videos on our YouTube channel where he uses ATRs to set ranges. Uh, yes. Now, this is what's funny is if I knew where we will be at an all-time high, that would be easy. I never get it perfect. But the second we hit, extreme fear, sentiment starts changing, I will start trimming down my positions. Of course, I never get it perfect. Very good gains. Very good gains. Too good. I think right now with the volatility, very doable for long term. Too good. I did. I actually have. Those were some OG stuff back in the day. He had a few books, didn't he? If I remember right. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that. Of course. This is years ago. What's his first book? He had a few. But I remember being a big fan. I was like, "Yep, this is the stuff school doesn't teach you." I wish they did. That's my way of thinking. Oh man. Um, okay, is there BTC yield without sell BTC? I do it on Babylantis. Like, I don't know much about Baby Lani. Does anyone else in this chat know? Can we help Hatham or more 6,007 out? I was at a dinner with some very successful people, especially the software world, and they learned I was the Bitcoin guy. And the first thing they said is, "Oh, with AI and quantum computing, aren't you afraid of Bitcoin being cracked?" And my response is like, dude, if you actually really think about that question, the fear should not even be Bitcoin. Our defense system, banking, governments. It's like Bitcoin is the least of my worries at that point. Um, if you know what I mean. Like, would that really be the first thing that we would start trying to crack? There's a lot more valuable things to crack. So, yeah, it was like a good 2-hour long conversation, and at the end, everyone's like, "Yeah, that makes sense." But, yeah, I'll leave it at that. BTC and ETHs. That's it. What are your UIG fee plan structure? We built this biz with just a very simple concept. Me and Colin started it monthly, no contracts. If you're not getting value, we're not going to hold you to it. Not going to put a gun to your head, but we want people engaged. And of course, we built. We're going to have a 14-person team pretty soon. Well in the six figures a month to run C Labs, so we obviously have to get paid. So it's just a monthly thing, $97 a month. That's it. Bam. And if someone actually applies themselves, they easily cover that with yields, like easily, easily. Then it's free. Per year, per year, per year. Yeah. Motherfucker Joneses. Yeah, per year, which is wild. It's pretty cool. You can do a lot more than that, by the way, if you start looping and getting a little more advanced here. Can we simulate on DeFi Buddy with Sol? Other chains is available, but not for Sol. I believe that was integrate. Let me check one thing here. Tools, simulator. Yeah. So you could do this here. Let me share my screen. If you go to DeFi Buddy, go to tools, go to simulator. By the way, this is super accurate, more accurate than any other freaking tool out there. We've have a lot of users who came from other tools saying DeFi Buddy is free and it's better than the paid tools. Some were $500 a year, some are $1,000 a year. A lot of users have come over to DeFi Buddy and gave us a big thank you, and it's free, by the way. Just go over to, again, sometimes there's bugs. It's free, so bear with us here. But go over to simulator, and then go over to chain. I'm sorry here. What am I doing here? Yeah, go over to. It'll show up on Uniswap here. Just go over here. Go to Orca, and then you can go to Solana, and then you can pick your assets and go from there. Sol, USDC, fee tiers, etc. Does that help? I hope it does. Okay, moving on. Doesn't matter who it was. That don't matter who it was. Yeah, let's just leave it. It's all good. People are people. I think everyone. I truly believe that people do their best, but it was a very interesting situation, massive learning curve, and um, I'll leave it at that. Okay. I mean, at the end too, there was theft, there was intellectual theft, there was our CRM. Like we've worked 4 years to build a list that was stolen. It was wild. Um, we learned a lot. Now it was a good 3 months of like learning, but now we have tighter kind of security, tighter NDAs. We like have literally restructured, and since then we've seen really healthy growth and just building the right team. Again, optimize for culture. Culture above all else. I agree. Gordon is a TA guru. Man, I got so much hate on this. Years ago, I've never been an XRP fan. Don't hate me. Um, I have some. It's a very small percentage of my portfolio. I can't really speak on this. I wish I could. I'm not an XRP guy. Not saying it's a bad. Like there's no good or bad. I'm just not. It's very speculative. As long as you're okay with that, by all means. All right, I need to go. I really want to get through this. How is it possible spot part of liquidity pool is short of the amount of the asset, can't hedge it properly because the amount of the asset in the LP change? Yeah, 100%. So it's delta neutral, pseudo delta neutral. It's not perfectly delta neutral. You can't. All you can do, Louis Ketepoko Pierre 1074, go to DeFi Buddy. This will make sense really, really quick. But by the way, we have a ton of videos on this. Go to DeFi Buddy, go to tools, go to hedging calculator, put in $10,000, whatever. Set your range, continue to hedge strategy, go to break even at range. This is one of my favorite strategies. What it's doing is you can see here, everyone should just spend 10 minutes. You'll really understand this quick. You see your naked LP is $10,000 when you enter the position in the example that we give. At the bottom of your range, you would have lost $400 in your naked LP. We want to create a short position that's at the bottom of your range, recoups that so you can exit your LP, take profit on your short, and you still have $10,000. Now, there is what you're talking about is a nonlinear nature of an LP. The more that your LP drops, you'll notice that the more you convert it to ETH, and the faster your LP starts losing value. Whereas your short, where is it here? Your short right here remains constant. Your LP nonlinear, your short linear. So you're totally right. Unless you are clicking a button every 10 seconds, you can't stay perfectly delta neutral, but you could set points where your LP losses are recouped by your short. I find that to be the easiest way to do it. You can also automate exiting your LP and closing off your short. So if you have a $100,000 position, let's say your LP drops to the bottom of your range, your LP is now worth $90,000, but your short made you $10,000. You close it all, you still have your capital, 100 grand, and you can open a new position, a rebalance without losing any US dollar value. It's a cash flow machine. Our tool will help you do it. I hope that makes sense. I really wanted to double click on that. Black, thank you for the easy one. How if using that 20K buying all ETH and putting into Avi, then taking out 8 ETH. This is a hard one. If you put 20K and take out 8 ETH, you're at a 40% probably LTV. This is a really freaking hard one. I'm in LP pools. So I'll just tell you what I'm doing. I'm in LP pools. I'm not borrowing against my ETH. It's just a little too volatile. Don't have to do what I do. I'm just sharing what I do. Yeah. When will your UIG headquarters be in the world? We bought it. Keys are April 7th. Give me 3 weeks of renos. May 1st, I'll probably be moving in. Probably won't be fully done, but I'll be taking you behind the scenes. It'll be fun. Alex is in the house. Student from Weak Currency, just got into DeFi, trying to treat it like a small business. DeFi as a business. We call it that for a reason. It's hard growing a portfolio starting small. Any advice? I started a business 40K in debt, no credentials, no momentum. I got my first follower. I remember designing websites back in the day, which was not as easy as now. And I remember being like, it just felt like this insanely impossible mountain ahead of me. Like, who am I? I'm one small little dude. I remember getting my first, this is back in fitness, I got my first client. I think I got paid like $40 an hour, which was a lot for me, but I was undercharging at the time. And I remember just like, I was in a little basement suite. I had no car. I was riding my pedal bike. I was embarrassed. I would ride my pedal bike. I had a mountain bike and I would lock it up and then come around the block just so my clients wouldn't see me riding a pedal bike. I know how you feel. 10 years later, I mean, I'm not the freaking richest dude on the planet, far from it, but I could not work for the rest of my life. I could pretty much buy whatever the frick I want within reason. I'm not buying private jets and mansions, but I mean, if I want to buy a 300K car, I can go get a 300K car. I ain't buying no freaking Bugattis or hypercars yet, but there's a power to just consistency, showing up, trusting, and taking small stabs at the oak tree on a daily basis for a long period of time. I genuinely believe anyone can build whatever life they want if they did it for a decade, not a year, not 3 months, a decade. If you did one thing consistently for a decade, most people won't, by the way. They're going to do something new every year. If you did one thing consistently, you'll have pivots, but if you did one thing consistently for a year, or for a decade, I'm sorry, you'll be in the top 1% for sure, as long as you keep pivoting, learning, improving, for sure. Zero question about it. And it's only a decade. It's only a decade. And by the way, as long as you have a lot of fun doing it, you're winning. And you'll gain momentum within 4 years. Within 4 years, I gained a lot of momentum. A decade got me to like escape velocity. If that gives you any... Oh, I get how you feel though. I get it. But as you improve your skills, as you become more valuable, you'll be able to use those skills to make more money. And if you give it a long enough runway and you remain at a 10 out of 10 self-belief, no matter what the world and what the markets and what other people think or they're throwing at you, You're you're guaranteed to win. I will stake my entire net worth on that. Literally, you're guaranteed to win. All right, we are 25 minutes over. I really wanted to get to the end of it. Um, Frank, this number just keeps calling me. If you only had a portfolio of 4K deployed in DeFi and 16K as HODL, congrats, by the way. Love it. Mainly altcoins. I don't want to borrow against them. I can get 3K monthly into the market. Should I put those 3K into DeFi? Freaking, you guys are throwing hard questions here. I need so much more context. Again, it'd be a half hour of sitting down with you, Tony D3803. Again, what is the goal? Where are you trying to get to? I think we have sideways and choppy markets for a while. If that's the case, and if that's the play you want to make, then DeFi is a great way. You're buying assets. So don't get me wrong. You're buying assets, but you're cash flowing those assets, and then you're taking the yields and you're building your bags. Can anything happen? Of course. Do you have to stay fluid and ready to pivot your strategies? Yes. But I would say 16K is HODL. Congrats. 4K in DeFi. Bump those positions up. And maybe you just 3K, go 50-50 at first. 1.5 in DeFi, 1.5 in HODL. And as you get more confident in DeFi, you start seeing the possibilities of it. Then you maybe start stacking more in DeFi. Again, and nothing is forever, by the way. I'm gonna wrap it up there because we are so out of freaking time here. Appreciate everyone's input. This was really good advice given to me. I made a big leap and moved to a different city a while ago, a year and a half ago, year ago. And I was like, oh my God, like this, that. It's like I calculate the cost of being wrong. And as long as I am okay with that cost, I just make the decision. And if I'm wrong, we just reverse it. Cool. We just move back. I'll go start the business. Well, what if I fail? Then just go back to what you were doing. Oh, but what if I lose my money? Well, you made it before, so you can make it again. Oh, well, what if this relationship? Okay, what's the true cost? And you know, you could put 3K a month in DeFi for 3 months, and then say, hey, I'm pivoting strategy. Cool, done. Oh, well, I'll put it all into crypto for the next 2 months, but I'm gonna keep improving my DeFi skills, and then I can divvy things around. Cool. Like the very few things in life are absolutely permanent. Very few things. A handful of stuff, probably. Everything else, like you can pivot, change your mind, do something else. So I think sometimes we put so much weight on like, well, if I do this, it's gonna be forever. And I'm not talking to anyone specifically here. I'm speaking from experience as well. And I would get tripped up in indecision, and then I wouldn't make the decision, and then the opportunity would pass me by. I am so like just jump on it. And you can change your mind. You can pivot. You can shift. It's like if you know there's an opportunity in your gut, after it, get it. Look, what should I invest in? Go buy $1 of Bitcoin today. Just $1. Like get in the game. Well, I want to do this DeFi thing, but I heard about this and impermanent loss. Cool. Take $10, throw it in there, learn. DeFi Buddy's free. Go use DeFi Buddy. We have a suite of tools we're creating for free. These lives are free. Come with your questions. I'll do these every week. And just bring your questions. If you're in the UIG, bring your questions on Wednesdays. Bring your questions to the community. Join the AI group we're building, which is going to be freaking awesome because you're going to build out your own agents, automations, agentic workflows, really cool stuff. Join my biz group. I'm going to be doing a Zoom call every week. Come in, jam. Let's talk biz. Let's talk growth. Let's talk income. Let's talk that fun stuff. We've got a team that's in the UIG every single day. Ask your questions. Again, jump on this YouTube channel. Treat this like it was paid. Ask your questions. Like be hungry. And then make your decisions, go with it. You can always change it. Really hope that helps. I have a call with our new COO, who is freaking amazing. He's bringing operational excellence into UIG, into CryptoLabs UIG, and some other stuff we're building here. I have a personal YouTube channel launching very soon. We're prepping it. I will be talking a lot more kind of long-term investment strategies, business, how we think about business, kind of wealth creation, and also some of that AI stuff, which I'm a huge fan of, by the way, and just kind of life in general. It's going to be a personal brand. So it is me. That channel is going to be me. So if you want to get into my head, I'll probably be holding lives there as well. Once we get the headquarters, we're going to be holding open office days. Anyone with some reason, we don't want crazy people there, can come in, hang out for the day. We jam investing, business, crypto, DeFi, AI, all the fun stuff. And then something else that we're doing. But anyway, we're doing UIG 2.0 upgrades. So just be hungry for it. Prototype X Arrow. Yes, we're hunting for, yes, AI group's going to be pretty awesome. And again, it's very focused. We're not claiming to be AI experts at all, but we know how to build out AI tools to help us in investing and in business and just to amplify. Build an AI research assistant. We're going to help you do that. Build out a portfolio analyzer. Build out build out workflows to help you go through vast, insane amounts of research. Also train them up on your investment styles and your thesis and how you approach things and your income and your end goal and your age and everything else. We'll help you build that. So it's going to be cool, and it's going to be community run. So of course our team is deep down the AI, but we also have a lot of people who are smart and building cool stuff. So it's going to be this really cool group for that. That's all I got. Anyway, thank you for your extra time. It was supposed to be half hour, but I can't do half hour. So here we are after an hour. I hope this was valuable. If it was, share it. If you're watching the replay, just help us get the word out. We're going all in. This next 2 years is the opportunity to get rich on the next leg. Is it possible to learn how to think like an entrepreneur? Yes. So that is in the UIG, we're launching that group. So many people have been asking me for this kind of stuff, and I've been reluctant to do it for the last 5 years, but I finally want to. Like, I genuinely want to. So there'll be that, and then the channel we're building is all going to be about that. The better entrepreneurial thinker you become, I promise you, the better investor you'll become, and vice versa. So I've probably made like every mistake in the book. So nothing is. It's pissing me off a lot because a lot of the content, a lot of the creators, a lot of channels right now, even a lot of communities, it's obvious when a community and training and courses are built in AI. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? It's like, this is AI. Like, does the person who created this actually know what they're talking about, or are they just using AI to build it and then reading off a script? There's a lot of that right now. What we want to build, and the channel and the brand we want to build, is 100% unscripted, based on real life, millions of dollars made, $18 million made, and probably $4 million lost. That would be kind of like the lessons I've learned and the wins I've had. So it's all practical, real life stuff. I won't speak on anything that I don't have experience in. I just won't. Sure, I know. AI could give me the perfect script. I don't give a fuck. I'm not doing it. 95% of 90% of them. Some I have skimmed, some I started, stopped, but I'd say probably 90% of them I have. Thanks, Mike. That's funny. Appreciate the support. Thank you, thank you. I'm learning a lot about social media lately because I'm like, I know it's such a great tool. So we're literally building a team around it to actually help get it to the next level, because I think social media can be used as a force for good. And if we could just share really good content and really, really help people, then let's go. All right. I'm old. All right. I'm old. I don't know what to tell you. Okay. Peace. We'll see you in the next. And Thursday, we're not doing the live. The woman's taking me out for my birthday. I said I'd shut the day down at noon. Rarely do that, but on Thursday I am. And next week we'll be back to 2 lives a week. Cool. Noon, pretty much noon every single time. Noon PST. So be there for the next one. Appreciate y'all's. With that said, we'll see you soon.